What's up guys, Azer0th here, and today it's gonna be a long-awaited tutorial requested by someone, 3D motion tracking. Alright, so how to do 3D motion track, here's an example. So yeah, the arrows are 3D motion tracked. So you're gonna have your footage. So here I have the same footage, and make sure you actually choose where you want to actually motion track. Please don't try to motion track when there's too much movement. You have to be intelligent. Here I really have a smooth movement, nothing crazy. So yeah, so I'm gonna be choosing this. So now I'll go into composition, add run a queue, and I'll just delete those. And output modal, click on lossless, format, go to TIFF sequence, click on OK. Now output, choose wherever you want it to be. So let's say, let's make a new folder. I'd recommend that you make actually a new folder, and then call it track dot. Now double click on this, name it maybe like 1. And something really, a little tip I'm gonna give you guys, click on here and copy it by pressing Ctrl+C. It's just gonna be a little bit faster, and then save. Then just render. Okay, and then you want to go and open Boujou, which I have here. I'm gonna be leaving you guys in the description down below a link to download it on the official website. So import sequence, and here's the little trick. You can actually click on here and then go choose manually the stop, and depending, I have a lot of stuff, so usually I just double click here, well maybe triple click, and Ctrl+V, press enter, and there we go. Click on the first one, open, and frame rate you want to choose exactly what you had in After Effects. So for example, since I used this footage, I'm gonna click on here, and I can see here 29 by 29.97 FPS. So, and here we're gonna be choosing 29.97. Click apply. Go back to frame rate. Choose it back and click apply and close. So as you can see, we're gonna have this. Now, if you actually just motion track this, it's gonna be disgusting because right now it will calculate everything, and you just want to motion track the environment. If you want to try motion track again, well, I'm gonna explain it to you. I'm just not gonna show it. So to motion track the environment, it's very easy to do. You're gonna have to click on add polymask, and you're gonna have this, and you have to make a mask around everything that is not the environment. So for example, text is not part of the map, so you don't want it. The crosshair, it's not part of the map, so you don't want it. So you're gonna have to do this, and then you're gonna have to actually animate anything, animate everything. So for example, as you can see here, it actually moves, so you have to it's gonna be doing the keyframes automatically for you, if you have a little bit of knowledge in After Effects. But you're actually gonna have to move it almost every time, depending on the movement. Let's see, okay, and then it moves a little bit to the left, and we're gonna have to do this. I'm gonna be doing this for everything, for solder and for the gun. So I'll see you back in the moment, and we're back. So as you can see, I masked everything. Almost. Let's see, there's a little chittering here. It doesn't have to be 100% precise. You don't have to go like every little corners. Just make it a little bit bigger than the actual form, and it's gonna be good. Don't make it huge, because the green part is where it's not gonna be motion tracking. So, and yeah, so we only have the environment. If you actually want to motion track the gun, you're gonna have to do you're gonna have to mask the gun completely. You're gonna have to be very much precise, much more than this. You will have to be very close to the actual form. And then when you actually animated everything very close to the gun, just right click on the mask, invert mask, and it's only going to be motion tracking the gun, and the green is not going to be motion tracked. So I'm just going to be looking, let's see, invert mask. So now you want to click on track features, click on advanced. Usually go to almost the full. I have a good computer, I don't really mind. So click start. As you can see, it's going to start to motion track little dots. Keep in mind, sometimes it's not going to work. It's going to depend on your velocity. It's going to depend on your clip. It's really not 100%, but it's like 80% of the time it's going to work, which is pretty good. So there's going to be this. And then you want to click on camera solve. Click start. Don't check anything, because if you check optimize path smoothness, it's not going to be doing the actual path. So as you can see, you have a lot of dots and they seem to be sticking. So some of them might not seem like they're sticking, but it's gonna depend on your clip. But as you can see, for example, these 3 little dots, they seem to be sticking to the stairs. So in the end, it's gonna be looking good. You can see those dots are good on the bin, I guess. So there's gonna be that. Now here's the kind of hard part. Click on 3D and press shift on your keyboard. Make sure you press shift, and you can click drag around. Now here's the little hard part. You want to click on edit coordinate system or test object. Click on this, and you're gonna have 2 tools. This tool is to actually rotate, and this tool is actually to move it. And you are not obligated to actually go to this step. You can do everything in After Effects after that, but it's just gonna help you position whatever you have. So for example, if you actually use that and you want to put a text, let's see, I'm gonna make a quick example, blah 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 blah. Okay, and I'm gonna make it 3D. So for example, if you actually use it, use your this 3 motion track, and you don't do the step I'm gonna be showing you guys, you might end up with a text that is gonna be positioned like this for no reason. Okay, it doesn't look good, and you might have a little trouble to reposition it correctly. So here's a little trick. Here's a little step you have to do. So you might want to position it, let's say, a little bit higher. Depending on your scene, for example, if you have a if there wasn't the stairs and just a flat surface, then you would only be seeing like a flat surface of points, and you might be able to actually rotate it around to choose if it actually looks good for you. I know it's kind of hard to explain. You're gonna have to use your 3D sense. You can actually bypass it if you can. You're not obligated to do this, but it's something extra that I do a little bit. So try to make it look good. If you know that some of the points are on the floor, for example, if you can see some of the points are on the floor, then try to make them go on the floor of this grid. So I'll raise it a little bit. Okay. Now you're gonna go back in 2D, and you're gonna choose some points you want to actually track. So for example, you can choose, let's say, this little point here. Right click, flag for export, and there's going to be a little object in After Effects that will be positioned right there, so you can actually just copy paste the positions. For example, I'm going to have something here, and let's see. Yeah, that seems to be good. You can choose multiple. You can do this for like this. Right click, flag for export. You can do this for a lot of points, but you need to do it. You need to do it for at least one of them, or else it's going to be creating a lot of little objects in After Effects, and it's probably going to be it's gonna be making your computer crash. So yeah, well, maybe not computer, but at least After Effects. So make sure you actually right click on one of them. Now go to export can resolve. Go back to where you want it. So I'm still copy pasted, so I can copy paste this. Let's see, this. I'll just keep it in here. Name it, I don't know, AAA. Save. Make sure it's on everything. Make sure it's After Effects Maya. Make sure you click on this and put 1000. And now save. Now we're going to be going back into After Effects. I'm going to destroy this. I want to import what we just made. So let's see. Let's try to find a file, track dot, and it's called AAA import. It's going to be making a new little composition. Double click on it. Select everything by shift click and copy this. Go back into your comp. Press Ctrl V to paste it. And maybe it's going to be there, so you might have to move it, but for me it's actually right in the beginning. So, and there we go. You have something. You can see the little point is actually motion tracked. And then we can do like right click, new text, say Azer0th. And then what you want to do is click on the little cube, well, little box here where there's the cube. If you don't see this, just click on toggle switches mode and you're going to be able to see it. Click on this. Now it's going to be placed somewhere and it's not going to be motion tracked. But on the no auto, click on it, press P on your keyboard, click on position, Control C, click on Azer0th, Control V, and as you can see, it's going to be positioned. Now it doesn't look great, but on Azer0th, press R on your keyboard, R, and then choose the rotation. Can change it. Let's see. Okay, then I'll make it smaller. And you don't have to use the exact position of your null, so I'm just going to be going back into position by pressing P. And you can, it's just a point of reference to make it easier to place it after that. So I might make it a little bit closer to me, position it higher. And if you want, you can actually mask the text, but I don't really mind it. As you can see, it's kind of motion tracked to the wall. It's not perfect, since usually you take a little bit more time to do this, but hey, it looks kind of good. As you can see, it's motion tracked, and you can motion track pretty much everything else. So yeah, pretty easy to do. And yeah, so if you enjoyed this tutorial, please leave a like, comment if you have any suggestions, and subscribe if you want to see more. See you guys later.